Good evening. Hi everyone. Today is Thursday, going on Friday, August the 21st. My name is Zuri. You've reached Talk Yarning to me. Thank you everybody for joining me today. Welcome in if you have never hung out with me before, and welcome back if you have. We are going to be talking yarning for a few minutes. Hopefully a very short few minutes, because I know I have been long-winded lately, but I'm going to try to not be. I have only not a whole lot to show you, because I think I talked to you guys like last Friday maybe. So it's been less than a week since we chatted. So not a whole lot, but I have one finished object, 2 progresses, and then 1 new thing. Okay, so we're gonna start with my finished object, which is this here. Told you guys I made a top. A shrug, is that what we call it, for my knees. Hold on, let me turn it around for you. Though it doesn't really matter. Okay, so this, I just took it out of the dryer. That's why it's looking a little wrinkly. But I did make this for my niece. She asked me to, and I did it. Let me hold it a little better way. This is made with, I put the yarn away, Caron All Day Cotton in the colors cream and something green. Anyway, this is what it is. She just wanted a little top. She sent me some pictures, and I think I did a pretty good job of matching them. I don't know why this little edge here is looking a little wonky right now. I did wash and dry it because it came out looking, it felt to me like a little bit big. And even like I sent her a picture, and even in the picture she was like, oh, it looks kind of wide. And I was able to like squeeze it on me. It was small on me, but I could still get it on me, and I'm a lot bigger than her. So I was also a little bit worried that it might be a little big, but I mean, I feel like oversized is fine for this kind of shirt because she's planning to wear a shirt under it. But this is it. It came out cute. I did follow, I followed a pattern, but I made some adjustments because the way the pattern, or not a pattern, the tutorial, the way the tutorial looked was a little bit, sorry, hold on, let me talk in a way that is understandable. Okay, so I followed a tutorial online, and the way the measurements of the tutorial pattern seemed a little small, even for my very petite niece. And so I went up I went bigger on the arms. And I think I went the same number. I can't remember if I went the same number of rows for the arms. You do everything in the round for the most part. But I know I did like the actual armhole bigger. And same thing with the shoulders. I made it a little bit bigger. I did notice, because I think I mentioned this before, like I did originally try it in the measurements that she gives in tutorial, because she doesn't give different sizes. She just gives you the size that, like, whatever she does, which is I guess a small. And I mentioned that when I did it, like the stitch count of the tutorial, it just seemed like really narrow. So I went a little bigger. But what I realized when I went to attach the arms is that you see how this is like invisible? Like you can't see where I put the arms on, because you do like, I don't know what this is, what it's called. It's right here, actually. I can see it a little bit. Sorry. You can see it kind of, but you do this thing where you double crochet like onto the edge of the body. Then you double crochet onto the edge of the sleeve, back and forth. So it continues like the mesh stitch through the sleeve. So you can like see the join. It's like right here, but it's pretty invisible. But it adds 2 rows on each side. So like just the way that you do the join makes it a little bit longer, which is probably why in her original design that you make it a little bit short, but I think it's still okay. Like I said, I can get in it. It might be a little bit wide on her. I hope I shrunk it a little. Washing it, I'm just gonna cut off. I weaved in the ends, but you know, after you wash it, the edges kind of poke out a little bit sometimes. So I'm just cutting those off. Anyway, I like the way it came out. I offered her to do like around the collar and the sleeve and the bottom to do this bit of cream. Plus, because I just had a ton of the cream left. I just did single crochets around. I can see where like that kind of makes it bell out a little bit, just because they're just crowding so many stitches on here. Like, so I probably could have like left a few stitches out. I just did like, cause you do a double crochet, chain one double crochet, just regular mesh. And so I did like a chain on the top of the double crochet and a chain single crochet and a double crochet and in the chain, and just did it like around like that. It's a lot of stitches, and that's kind of why now after I wash it, it's making it buckle a little. But I think I can smooth that out. I think I'll just like spray it and kind of like wet block a little bit just to smooth it out. But anyway, I think it's cute, and I think hopefully it'll fit her. I hope she likes it. I sent her a picture, and she liked it. She just was like, I hope it's not too big. So anyway, that's cool. So like I said, I will put the tutorial in the description box, but I did some adjustments to like the sizes. And actually the adjustments that I made, there's a couple people if you look in the comments, there's a few people that like mention like the adjustments they made to make a bigger sizes. So if you wanted to do that and just look at the comments, you can probably figure out how to do the what's it called, like to make a bigger size like pretty easily. So yeah, it's cute. I have enough. This took about 2.5 of the green and then like less than half of the cream. So now I have like 2 full creams and a whole, like almost a full one, and then like maybe a half of this green left. So that's enough to like actually make one like in the opposite color, which maybe I'll do for her if she's good. So anyway, yeah, there's that. So I'm happy with this one. Like I said, I'm gonna wet block it a little bit. And put that aside. Okay, so next thing, my flax sweater. Guys, we are so close. I think I said I wanted to get through with the body last weekend. I didn't get through it last weekend, but I did finish it. The like straight knitting part, I finished it yesterday. So here it is on me. I need to put it on some try-on cords and actually try it on, but it doesn't really matter because I can tell it'll work. The only thing I would be worried about is if this was too short, which it's not. As you see, it comes way down here. This is my hoodie. It comes below my hoodie. Obviously, it's going to sit a little bit higher up on me when I actually put it on, but it's a good length. And we finished. We did so this is Flax Sweater. It is a raglan style knit sweater. You start with the 1x1 rib collar. You do raglan increases. The thing about this, the like main thing about this sweater is that it has this little design element of a garter stitch panel that goes down the shoulder. And once I put the arms on, it'll eventually go down the arms. I've mentioned this every time I showed you, but you know, for the new people, you can see the raglan increases here. Just your regular raglan increases on each side. And then you split for the sleeves. After you split for the sleeves, you do a little bit of, or maybe before? Can't remember if it's before. It's gotta be before you split. Is this the back? Yeah. So you do some short row shaping, right? And yeah, you split for the sleeve, and then you wanna do, for the size I'm doing, you measure it from the armpit hole down. You want to do 15 inches of just knit, right? And then once you get there, you just got to do 2 inches of, once again, a 1x1 rib. And that is it for the body. So this is where I was last time I talked to you guys. So you see I did a lot. Not sure exactly how much this is. This is probably about, it's got to be about 7 inches or so. So we got a lot done. I'm really excited to finish this, and then we're gonna start the sleeves. Like I said, I think I'm gonna try to do the sleeves 2 at a time so that I can make sure that they match up as much as I can. Or at the very least, there's the second cake, because this is all I have left right now of the first cake. So this will get me through the This will get me through the, what are you called? What is your name? Hem. And one thing I like about this is that it's gonna end pretty much the same as I began. So you see how it begins on this like light, very light peach going into like a darker peachy pink. It's gonna end almost the same. I think by the time I get to my 2 inches, it'll be pretty much exactly the same spot. So that's really cool. Very symmetrical. I love symmetry. I'm a math person. I'm an engineer. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm really excited. Like I said, I am gonna try to do, I'm gonna probably break that second cake up, which is right here, pointing at it. There it is. Into 2 smaller cakes that both start at this point here, the same point, so that my arms match. So either I'll do them 2 at a time, or I will do one and then do the other. But either way, I will get to the arms really soon. I'm so excited about that. It's gonna be such a nice, it's so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. It's so pretty. I love this. You see that? Oh my gosh. I think the color is gonna look good on me. I think hopefully the fit will be good on me, but whatever, it's just gonna do it. I'm just throwing caution to the wind as far as that goes. But as long as it's not too small, that's the only thing I ever really worry about. It's too small, because I am proportioned weird. I got all that middle-aged spreading going on, but then like in my younger years when I was slimmer, much slimmer, but I was athletic. So I had like athletic shoulders, and then my legs and my thighs especially. I always had very skinny arms, and I always had a very skinny waist, which I do not anymore. But now all of the muscle that was like in my shoulders and upper arms is getting a little softer and expanding. And so things just fit me weird, because I have a very small bust. I always have. And so just things fit me weird, you know? And so I always worry about now being too small. Usually I always complain anytime I make a wearable. I always complain it's like a little too small in the armhole, like just enough that I can feel it. This one I hopefully will not be, but I always worry about that. So I think as long as it's not too small, I don't really worry about things being too big very much. But too small, you know, there's nothing much you can do about it. But I think this one will be good. We'll see. All right, third thing is my sock. This is a vanilla sock from the Crazy Sock Lady. My go-to sock pattern, the only one I've ever made. I think I will try to branch out soon, because I think I've got this one down to where I don't even have to look at the tutorial anymore. So maybe I'll try something different for my next sock. This will most likely be a Christmas present for my cousin Adrian, or well, my cousin's husband named Adrian. This is made with Lanas du Nord. No, this is probably French, so it'll be Laine du Nord, which means wool of the north, if this is French, which I believe it is. And let me see, I forget, I think it's made in Italy. Yes, made in Italy, 75% muslin free wool. I don't know what that means. Someone tell me what that means. I guess I can Google it. Made for size 1 to 2 needles. US 1 to 2. I think it says 2 to 3. Here it says like, so I don't know if that's European. We're not even gonna focus. So there we go. So yeah, this is what it's made out of. This is the sock it's supposed to make. And it's supposed to be like, hold on, let me focus. Doesn't want to focus. I think that's it. Okay. This is the sock it's supposed to make. But it doesn't really say like a pattern or anything. And it's supposed to, it says it makes 2 identical socks. So I think what it's supposed to do though, this must be a toe up sock, because as you see, like the blue is at the bottom, like at the toe area, the light blue, and then like the green looks like it's more going into the leg, whereas mine is the opposite, where the blue is up here, it goes green into the foot part. So maybe they did a toe up sock. Regardless, I'm a little skeptical. I guess, I mean, it's 100 grams, which has been every bit of yarn I've used to make socks ever has been 100 grams. I've always had more than enough, but it just looks like You see I'm almost out of the green, back going into the blue. So I don't know if it's supposed to like go into the blue and then like the very end of it is supposed to be like kind of more like the beginning, like you're supposed to go back to blue. But like I can see in here, if I were to start, like I can see the light blue in here. Like right, it's, you know, I see it. You might not be able to, but it's like it's coming close to being light blue again. And so that makes me worry that we're not gonna have enough to like make it line up exactly, which I don't really care about, but then it just makes me wonder what you have to do to make it to be 2 identical pairs. Maybe it still will be 2 identical pairs. Let me just trust the process. Because I was looking at this ball band and there's like no, you know, if you look inside, there is no pattern. I don't see anything that says like, go to this website for a pattern or anything. So I don't know what exact sock you need to do to make it be 2 identical socks or close to identical. Maybe I'm okay, maybe I'm not. We'll see. But that's that's my 3rd thing that I gotta show you. Lastly, move you out of the way, sweater. I think I'm gonna leave this down here so I can work on that tomorrow maybe. I started, and I really need to get to work on this because I've barely worked on it. My Call the Midwife blanket. And this is all I got really so far. This is 1, 2, it's only 3 rows in. It's only a 7-row repeat though. So we're really halfway through the first motif, but the blanket pretty much has, it's like window panes, boxes of the motif. And so, this is like one edge of the window pane and this is the bottom up to here, right? So the motif is like really small because I'm using a small yarn and I'm using a slightly smaller hook than the yarn calls for because it calls for a 3.75. I looked in everywhere that I keep hooks and I could not find a 3.75 anywhere, though I'm pretty sure I have some somewhere, but I couldn't find one anywhere. So I went down to a 3.5. Plus, because it's a baby blanket, I feel like I do want smaller stitches anyway. So each motif is only going to end up being like a few, you know, couple of inches wide, and it goes across a lot. I have like, how many repeats do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 repeats in this blanket. I don't know how wide it is across. I think I just had, there we go. As it is right now, it is probably, I would guess like maybe 40 or so inches. Let's see. This is, exactly 38 inches. So that's pretty good baby blanket size. 38 inches, and then I'll go up until it's a good size. This baby shower is on September the 6th, so I do need to hurry up. I started it this weekend. I've just kind of been picking it up. I don't know why I keep forgetting to pick it up. I plan to work on it today during soccer practice, but then soccer practice got canceled. But then I still had to go meet the coach to go pick up the uniforms because the first game is on Saturday. And then when I got home, I started working on my flax sweater instead of working on this, and I just forgot. So yeah, I need to work on this. And it's supposed to be like, I think it is going to be a pretty fast, even though it's small needles and relatively small yarn, I think it's still going to be a pretty fast project. But I still don't want to be down to the wire. So I'm going to work on that. Sorry, let me put this back. Or like fold this up a little bit. Okay, so what I was showing you was, okay, so this is like, let's say this is one motif of it. And then here is like the very bottom of like the floor, like the little flower that's in the middle of each box. So that's kind of what it is. And then after you're done, you put on like a like scallop border kind of thing. So yeah, this is it. Excited. I'll probably work on this weekend as well. What do we got? We have soccer game this weekend. I can definitely work on it there. and I can work on it tomorrow. I got to get through all 7 repeats just to get through so that I'll have it in my head. It's pretty easy though. I think it should be pretty easy. So yeah, that's what we got going on here. I did work a little bit on that dragonfly shawl, but I think I only did a row or 2, so it's not worth showing you right now. It hasn't really, it looks about the same as the last time you saw it. So that's it. That's what I got going on right now. What's anything upcoming? I can't think that I have actually, do I have anything planned? I'm not sure. I don't really have anything planned for when I get these done yet. I got one thing off the hook, so I did free up a space, but I don't have anything planned for it at the moment. I gotta think on that. I don't know. That's it. So yeah, life stuff. I think I mentioned we put an offer on a house last week. We did. It did get accepted, but we did the inspection on Tuesday, and some of the stuff that came back, we don't think that they're going to be willing to fix it. They might give us money to fix it, but they probably won't fix it. And we are doing a VA loan, which is Veterans Association, for those of you that are not in the States, because my husband is a veteran, and it's just a program that helps veterans. Like, it gives you some better rates, some better incentives, like to buy houses, so you can save a bit of money. Like, but they're very, very picky. Like, if there's anything, like major stuff on the inspection that doesn't get fixed, they won't approve the loan. So we decided to walk away from that one, because like even if they were to fix that stuff, which they probably won't, because it's not even a private seller or whatever, it's like a investor owned home. And so for what they bought it for a few years ago, if they were to fix it, they wouldn't make any money on this sale. They're like already cutting it really close. So we're pretty sure, like, it doesn't, like, so my husband was just like, there's plus there was a few other things. He's like, we don't want to, something that we're going to end up having to spend a lot of money on in a few years, even with a home warranty. So there's that, and we're not getting as much for this house as we thought we were going to get. So we're going to have less to put down. So like, we don't want to be paying a higher mortgage than we planned and having to like spend a lot, to fix little things in the next few years. And there's a lot of stuff that came back on the report, on the inspection. Some of it was like, my husband is really handy, so most of it is stuff that he could do himself, but he's still like, we don't want to. So we're going with our second choice. My realtor put in an offer today. We haven't heard back yet, but the last we heard, like, it didn't have any offers yet. So yeah, this one we put in today. We're hoping to hear some from it. This is one that I'm less enthused about. The last one, like, functionally was perfect for everything we need. This one will not be. It'll be a much smaller space, and it'll just be, harder. It'll be good. It'll be the perfect home in 10 years when my husband and I are most likely going to be empty nesters. It'll be perfect. But right now, when we have, 3 kids and 3 adults at any time, like in different configurations, but we always have the 3 adults at least, it's gonna be an adjustment. I won't really have a dedicated workspace. Like right now, this is where I work. This is the living room. No one else uses this room but me, because we have another family room down the hall there. And so no one else has to use this room. Whereas that house we're buying is going to be very much an open concept. It doesn't have a family room. It does have a sunroom, but it's not insulated, but we can kind of work with it. It doesn't really have a family room. It doesn't have really any separations. Everything flows together. So when I'm working, my family, like, if my mom wants to watch TV, if the kids, they're here during the summer or whatever, they want to do stuff, they're just not going to have as much freedom to do stuff, to just be in the house when I'm working. And so it's going to be harder. I think my husband kind of is a little bit rose, because this has been his first choice, like, since we've seen it. And I think he is a little bit rose colored in how he is viewing it. I'm like, I can see, I can already see kind of like some of the what's the words? The issues that we're gonna face, like trying to make it work. But it is what it is. Like I said, it will be a really good space. Like the other house in 10 years, it would have been too much house for us, like way more than we need. This one is less than we need now, but it can work. But in a few years, it'll be perfect for us. So yeah, I'm like less enthused about it. I'm just like, you know, a little bummed altogether because just like, you know, I love this house. I bought this house by myself, like before I even knew my husband. I love my house. I live on the perfect cul-de-sac. Like my neighbors are perfect. We never have any issues. Everyone is just really kind to each other. It's so quiet back here. We hadn't planned on moving, so there's just some stuff that happened that just necessitate us moving. And so this is not the circumstance with which I wanted to leave this home. Like this was never my permanent stop, like, you know, but this is definitely not how I wanted to leave this house. I really love this house. And so I'm a little bummed about just in general, like the whole circumstance of it, but it is what it is. We just have to kind of make the best of it. And so it stinks. I kind of was always like, you know, I told my husband, it's like, if I gotta move all the way across town, I at least want to get something that I love, and I don't love this house. And so it's a little, I don't know, it's going to be hard for me, probably more than anyone else, I think. And yeah, I think my husband is a little overly optimistic, but it's okay. I hope he doesn't watch this. He doesn't watch me. If he does, he doesn't watch this far into it. I don't know. Oh, well. Anyway, maybe anyway. All right, so that's where we are. What else? That's it. That's it for now. I hope you guys have a great weekend. If all goes well, I'll have this up by tomorrow, Friday night. And so you guys can check me out tomorrow or Saturday. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your crafting. Let me know what you guys are working on. Let me know anything you want to let me know. Like I said, if you want to send me, especially if you bought a mystery box, by the way, I still have those 5 left. I'm going to make like a separate post, just like a little, you'll probably see that before you see this. I'm just like, hey, mystery box is still there, and put the link up. But if you wanted a mystery box and, you know, get one, I got 5 left. They're just hanging out right now. I have noticed a few people have favorited them in the last like few days. I'm assuming those are like viewers who are being very supportive, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. But if you want one, get one. They're really good. I promise you. These are really good. I would not be mad to get anything in there. Even like the bigger yarns, because I don't use big yarns anymore. Like really 5 and up, except for Scarfies, probably the only 5 I'll use. But I don't really use bigger yarns anymore. But even the bigger yarns that are in there, I would like them. I didn't put anything in there that I think that I wouldn't use myself, or that I would be like, ugh, if I got in a box, you know. So, oh, I do know what I want to do next. I got it's like a little bit of a vintage whip that I need to rescue. I'll show you guys. Hopefully, if I get to it by the next time I talk to you, I'll show it to you guys. But yeah, mystery boxes are still there. Just pray for my family and our move, and just a lot of like upheavals lately. My own, I won't say mental health, but just like my own spirits, just to be help. You know, if you're a praying person, could definitely use just like an uplift in spirits. Just, I don't know. A lot of things are, what's the word? Are coming together at the same time to make me feel a little down. But you guys have made me feel better. Sitting here listening to you and like working on my projects makes me feel better. And so yeah, anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. I guess that's it. Have a great weekend. Bye.